9:15, welcome back. We are turning back now to the arrival of migrants in Chicago. We've been talking about this all week and for months now. City leaders are worried about keeping up with the number of asylum seekers coming here, especially after the latest group that arrived from Texas just yesterday. So joining us now to dig into this a little bit, 36th Ward Alderman Gilbert Villegas, who's working with organizations on the ground in Texas. Alderman, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Good morning, Audrina.
So first, who are you working with down in Texas, and what are they saying about the situation at the border?
Well, that's part of the problem, is that there really aren't enough communication going back and forth between the actual government, Texas government, as well as some of the not-for-profits. So what we're hearing is a lot of underground communications from some of the not-for-profits that are just giving the city of Chicago a heads up on what's actually coming up. So there's not really enough coordinated efforts between Texas government and Illinois government, so that way we can make sure that there's a plan in place. The next thing you know is that they're either putting asylum seekers on buses or on planes, and then people are just landing in Chicago, and then we're trying to scramble to find resources. So if there was a more coordinated effort from government, that we can try to figure out a plan here.
Speaking of resources, we learned that the city is spending $20 to $25 million a month to handle the situation. I was surprised to hear that number. How much is that straining city funds? I mean, a big question, where's the money coming from, too?
Well, we had put a request into state government for $50 million. We were only given $20 million, and then they added an additional 10. Listen, Illinois and Chicago were both sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. And so we need the state of Illinois to step up a little bit more, because the reality is that as a welcoming state, there's 102 counties in Illinois. There's other municipalities within the state, that can step up and help. And so Chicago shouldn't be the only city that is getting the brunt of these asylum seekers. Listen, we welcome them, but we need the resources, and until then, we need the state to step up. And so, we're trying to find money from the state as well as from our general operating fund, and then we're also pushing FEMA to release some of the funding that's available. There's $500 million that FEMA's sitting on, that the states that are in the cities that are being impacted, the money's not coming from the feds, and so we need them to open up so that way we can put forward the resources and make sure that the asylum seekers are here with dignity.
And I know that's the latest plea from Mayor Lori Lightfoot to ask the federal government to help. How would that money be used, and how is the money already being used that we have here from the state?
Right. So the $30 million that we got from the state of Illinois, I mean, the average cost is $20 to $25 million a month to house and deal with the asylum seekers. And so if you take a look over an annual period, we're talking $240 million to deal with this crisis. And I would add that this is a manufactured crisis. The governor of Texas is utilizing and trafficking asylum seekers to score political points. And so it's cruel and inhumane, and the Texas governor should be ashamed of himself. We're going to continue to house the asylum seekers because it's the right thing to do as a welcoming city. We want to make sure that these asylum seekers that are coming here feel welcomed, and also, again, we just need the state of Illinois and the feds to step up.
And lastly, you mentioned at the height of this that migrants shouldn't be penalized for being used as pawns. You just talked about it being inhumane. We only have about 15 seconds left. Can you quickly talk about what the biggest thing we need to do right now is? Like, what's the next step, do you think, from your vantage point?
Yeah, so right now, again, I'm just going to keep echoing the fact that we need the feds and the states to step up. Listen, during when the Afghanistan folks came from Afghanistan here, as well as the Ukrainians, there was a temporary protective status that was put in that allowed those folks to get into the workforce. Right now, the asylum seekers are prohibited under federal law from seeking employment for 6 months. We want to see if there's an opportunity at the federal level to expedite that and put it within 30 days so that we can get folks living in here in Chicago, and then also have the opportunity to work here.
All right, Alderman Gilbert Villegas, thank you so much for sharing a little bit more, shining some light on what we're experiencing here in the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.